What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video, and I thought I'd do a quick review on a recent acquisition, and I've been wanting a Luke Skywalker in his Bespin outfit, Bespin uniform, whatever you want to call it, for quite a while now, and I finally broke down and got one, and I love it. It's got the new AFA casing style with the etched accessories. And honestly, I've been waiting for that, to be honest with you. I've been trying to find one reasonably priced with the new AFA casing, and just because he comes with a pistol as well as the lightsaber, and I just love the way it looks. It looks so much better than the old AFA cases, and so I was patient and finally broke down and got one. I don't have any other Luke Bespins in my collection yet. Hint. But eventually I'll get some more, but I thought for some added decor, so it's not so plain. I know you guys are getting tired of my STCC Thrawn back there, but it just makes a great backdrop. But I thought I'd show you guys a couple of the Luke Jedis that I have. I've already shown them in another video, but I just thought it'd make a nice backdrop. I try to appease my audience. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought I'd have a little decoration. Have a little decor. Probably should have put some Santas up, given the holidays, but anyway, you got two Luke Jedi Knights instead. But anyway, I did get this Luke Bespin, and he's pretty awesome. I didn't know a ton about the different variants on these Luke Bespins, so I started with the old tried and true Hong Kong blonde-haired Luke. But, I know that there's different hair colors and things like that, but I was just amazed when I started doing some research online about all the different Luke Bespin figure molds that are out there. And when you start combining boot colors and figure molds and hair colors and countries of origin, there are a lot. Not as many as I'd say as the Luke Farm Boys, but there are quite a number of them. And so I started with the tried and true, probably easiest to acquire, and that's the straight Hong Kong blonde-haired Luke Bespin. And so let's take a closer look at him with his brand spanking new AFA case. And, he turned out awesome. I was really happy to get him. Got delivered a few days ago, and just awesome. I love it. I've been dying to have one ever since. I had one when I was a kid, but have not reacquired one that was already graded, but those etched accessories just look awesome. I like how they put one on each side of him. It just turned out great. There's that blaster. I think that's the same blaster that comes with Han. Don't quote me, but I think it's the Han Hoth that comes with this one. It might come with others, but you can see kind of the knobs on there. I'm trying to catch the light right so you can see kind of the molding on that blaster pistol, but that is just awesome. And then there's several different molds for this lightsaber. The most notable variations relate to the hilt. The hilt have some buttons that, let me see if it's on the back or not. The hilt has some buttons that can protrude or they can be indented, and it looks like this is the one that's got the indented. No, it is. It's very slightly molded out, and there's different numbers of buttons that are on there. So that's one variation. In terms of his sculpt, this is the wide face sculpt. There's a narrower face sculpt that you can also get that has a different kind of set of eyes. Obviously, the hair colors can be very all over the map. The most famous being the orange-haired Bespin Luke. That's probably your most expensive in terms of hair color variations. I'm trying to focus it better there for you. There's also different hair sculpts. Beyond just the color, there's also sculpting differences in the hair. But his face is wide, as you can see in this one. There's a narrower face with a different kind of eye painting on that. And then on his sleeves, hopefully this will come through, this is the narrow pocket on his sleeve, as you can see there. And then on here, there is a wider arm pocket that is also a different mold there. In terms of his lightsaber hilt, you have it unattached right here. In terms of paint, the black paint doesn't attach to his utility belt, but they also have one where that black extends up so it looks like it's part of the utility belt. This one's kind of I call it a floating saber, but if you look, you'll see some that do have it, the black paint kind of go up and attach to that utility belt. Obviously, the boot color is another major variation. This is kind of the light brown. There is a light, even lighter kind of tannish brown, and then a dark brown boot color, depending on which country of origin you have there. I don't know off the top of my head which one's which, but there's 3 distinct boot colors. The other variation, which is going to be a little bit harder to tell just given the AFA casing, but this leg does have some different molding in terms of the wrinkles, in terms of how the fabric looks. So that's another major variation. Countries of origin, obviously you have a Lily Letty, you have the Hong Kongs, you have a raised bar, no COO version, Palatoy. So there's a number of different COO variations, but those are the major ones. The most expensive probably being either the raised bar or the Lily Letty, excuse me, depending on the grades. So that's something to look out for. I've never actually seen an 85 graded Lily Letty. I'm sure it would go for an arm and a leg, but the no COO raised bar, kind of blank bar on the back of the leg, those go for about between $450 and $500. And then obviously you have bagged variants. The most expensive bagged variant that I know of is there's a Return of the Jedi bagged Luke Bespin that goes for many, many hundreds of dollars. I think there's one for sale right now for $700, and I expect it would probably sell just given how rare it is. It's very difficult to find that one on a Return of the Jedi bag. But anyway, a great figure overall in fantastic condition. Things to look out for. The most common rubs that you'll see or paint defects will be in the eyes. Let's see if I can get a close-up here. This one's got pretty good eyes, but this eyebrow on that side is a little bit faint, but overall it's in great shape. But that's the most common rub you'll see on the face. Obviously some paint wear on the hair is another common thing. It's a little easier to see the paint rub in photos if you're buying it online, if it's the brown hair version, but you got to really do your homework there. But this is a blonde hair version and in great shape. And then obviously the most common problem you'll see with these Luke Bespins is the utility belt. The black utility belt will have a lot of wear around the edges because you know the utility belt protrudes out in the mold, and so oftentimes you'll see a lot of wear. This one's got just a minimal amount of wear, as you can see right in here, and then around the lightsaber you'll see some wear. But those are the most common areas where you'll see. And then on the back or on the butt, you'll oftentimes see a lot of paint wear. But this one's in great shape, and so the score reflects that. It only came back with an 85. I mean, it came back with a great score of an 85 Near Mint Plus. But I've seen some 85 pluses, and you know where that difference is. The difference in the grades is usually around the utility belt. But here it is, 1980 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, HK for Hong Kong. Luke Bespin Fatigues, blonde hair, 85 Near Mint Plus. And you know they got light brown hair, dark brown hair, orange hair. I've even seen kind of an olive hair color, but the pumpkin orange is probably the rarest. I could be wrong on that, but those tend to be the most expensive. I don't know if AFA recognizes the olive hair Luke Bespin as an actual variant or not. It might just be sun fading on a. The sun changing a light brown hair Luke to kind of a more of an olive green color. So that may not be a recognized variant. I haven't done the research on that, but I know for a fact that recognized variants include the light and a lighter brown, the blonde, and then the orange hair. And even the blonde hair, you can have a dirty blonde versus just a bright yellow, which is what this is. You can see that's really just a bright yellow, true blonde. But there's other, dark. There's other kind of like shades of yellow, I guess you'll say, for some of these different Lukes, depending on where they were made. So anyway, this is the only one in my collection. I apologize again about the horsey voice, but I'm just trying to get over this cold. And that's really all I had. I'm just rambling on and on as usual. Thanks very much for watching. Talk to you soon.